you have semi-famous sons who are like outside walking in their father's footsteps.
Lyrical monsters.
As a mother.
Lyrical monsters.
Yeah, but, so they grew up with me. I was a little, because of Battle Cat and Young, just me, how I made my friends, hip hop helped me make my friends from all kind of different hoods. And then with Battle Cat, now I'm doing the music. And my other friend owned the barbershop on the Shaw, so we just would just kick it on Shaw Day. So that was kind of so Brass and Tots was kind of born on the Shaw. Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we standing out there, calling this cat calling, hey, pull over, the homies pulling up, So a lot of think I'm from neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, from 60s, just because I was over there so often, I got so many homies, like whatever. They've always been socializing good that way. And then they left at about their dog years, 12-ish, 10-ish, they went to Miami. That's why they Coast Contra. They're like contradictory coasts. They're literally West Coast Miami. That's why they met Rio Los. That's, you know what I'm saying? Colombiano, the dark, the that speaks Spanish.
Right.
So they're not LA boys like that as much as me. So when they came back, they were 17. And that was my big fear. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like,
they're at that age.
Like, y'all prime age to get murked out. And I don't want to have to avenge y'all death and be going out and not knowing who to shoot and kill my kids, like that. Yeah. So one of my big things when they came back was like, bro, show me where y'all moving. You know what I'm saying? I want to have first and last on that, and then let's figure out where you move because you don't know the turf. And I don't need you moving somewhere where it ain't good for whatever reason, whether it's Bloods, whether it's Crips, whether it's Southsiders. Like, you can get murked out here, my G. You can be out here goofy as fuck on some positive and some niggas just don't care. Right. So they moved, where they moved at was good, and I had less to worry about. And I hope, Ras, hopefully you ain't gonna get mad at me. One day, he told me a story. And he like came knocking at the door. He was like kind of tripping out. He was like, Pops, oh shit. I'm like, what the f, nigga? He's like, man, I was like walking down the street, you know what I'm saying, for what, you know what I'm saying, like on the west side, and then like the G Blood nigga like hopped out, you know what I'm saying, like him and like 3 other niggas hopped out on me and shit, you know what I'm saying? They was like, and then the nigga hugged me. I was like waiting for the bad part. And he said, like, cause he's like, like I ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? This is my namesake. I'm like, nigga, what happened? Nigga, I'm waiting for the bad part. I'm looking at, he ain't bruised up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he hopped out, I ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? But then he walked up and then he hugged me. And then he said, nigga, you don't never age. And then he said, he was like, oh, I don't think you got the right person. He's like, you Ras, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, my pops. And then he, and it meant so much to me. I still don't know what homie that is. I'd go give him a hug and fucking, love him to life. Right. But what it was what I told my son was this. I said, man, your blessing and your curse, us as children, is you wear my face. And if I had fucked that nigga over, he thought it was me. And so that's why I've tried not to go fuck my reputation and put smut on myself, because you would have had to bear the brunt of my fuckery.
The sins of the father.
Right.
The sins of the father visit the son. Right. So the nigga said, you like, Blood, this nigga look just like his daddy. He said, nigga, like, yeah, right. And he said, your pop's a stand-up nigga, man. Tell Razzie I love that nigga, Blood, well, whatever. And that's the blessing. That's the blessing. That's the wealth.
Right.
Nigga, I could have lost my sons over my fuckery, and that's why I love home, because when it's cut, when the clarity, but it's the love I got from this culture, from hip hop. So, sometimes I walk down the street and I'm not the rich superstar nigga with all the Bentleys, bro. But sometimes somebody say, man, you changed my life, brother. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like, your bars helped me go through some shit in my life. You say real shit, my nigga, I love you. Thank you, King. That is my money, that's my wealth. I'm gonna still monetize it more, but that is the blessing, man. And that one interaction for my babies, you know what I'm saying? For me, that summed for me that I was doing the right thing.
How did they all come together?
So again, their mom is an artist too. She wanted to move full time to Miami.
Cheat code.
Yeah.
Cheat code.
She's
you
nasty.
Their father, she's their mother.
She's nasty. Their mom is a singer named Tidra Moses. Nasty pen game. She always had a voice like an angel, sing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And literally her and Neo and me, we all be in the studio before Neo popped. So it's just, squad. We just had an ill squad. Yeah. And she ended up signing to the same label as, whatever. Not over having to tell her story. She's ill. She's dope at what she does.
We did a segment with them and called the Drop. And I had a couple other guys that they were running that clip, and I had to stop it and be like, wait, I'm not hearing what they're saying. He said, da 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 da, you break that down, da 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 da. Right. And he got high. He was like, yo, yeah, you caught it. Right. I'm like, yo, y'all not, I can't have these niggas running this segment no more. These motherfuckers are dropping bars on them. They sitting there like goofies, like, hey, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they students, man.
Not
and
they
fans, nigga, come on, man. If they fans, like, battle rap, like, them niggas is students. I'm grateful to the culture. To answer your question, they met Rio Los in like 10th grade, so they locked in. And then when they were coming back to LA, that was the whole thing. They're like, after high school, we coming back to come fuck with you. Like, okay, great. And then they came back with a third nigga, and then I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for this nigga. I'm a bad father, my nigga. So, I'm for real.
I'm a bad.
Hey, man, my heart, I don't keep a buck, bro. I'm a human being. My intentions are great, but I'm a selfish human being. I thought I was going to get $1 million and give it to my kids, and it ain't been that fight. So as far as I'm concerned, ain't the father I wanted to be. Now, I gave them a whole bunch of heart and love and information and wrote my heart out and showed them I did, so everything's worth it, but whatever. That's how I choose to say my shit. Like, nigga, I ain't the father. I didn't do the things I wanted to do. I didn't even get my career the way I wanted it. Not that it's over with now, but I encountered a whole bunch of fucking fuckery and hatred from my own homies or whatever. It is what it is. I didn't plan this shit out. It's just the, nigga, I take it at account. You know what I mean?
Cube just showed you love.
I'm one of the greatest MCs ever, nigga. I wrote Nature the Threat. I know who I am. Nigga, my ego's this big. Nigga, but I need the bank to reflect that.
I feel what you're saying.
I mean, I'm humble, but I know I'm a monster. You know what I'm saying? I get it, and if I had the resources, I'd be a bigger monster. I get that. Like, I overflow these niggas. I don't think they that smart. I don't think they that real. I'd kill half these, 99.9% of these niggas with the right resources. I always use this metaphor. I used to say, yeah, man, it's easy to make a Jordan if you Nike. But, my company and my resources, they gave me a dead cow and some thread, nigga. I make a badass moccasin, though. Make a badass moccasin, nigga. That's what I do, bro. One day I'm gonna get the resources and show you what a real Nike is. But until then, all you can do is the best you can with what you have. So back to how I say my sons, and to answer your question. They moved here, and I was worried. I'm like, that's why I had to make sure, because this nigga Rio Lo's mom, like, is my son gonna be okay? And I'm lying to her, like, yes, ma'am, he's gonna be okay. And I'm like, yo, I can't let this nigga get killed. If somebody shoot this nigga now, I got old Colombian family necktie shit, so I gotta make sure these niggas good. Right. And it was great because honestly, when they moved there, we kind of had like a bat text, like between me, Raz, and Taj. And I remember one day, the nigga Rio Los just came knocking on the door on my helmet. He like, why I'm not in the bat family? Like, nigga, with a bat text. I'm like, oh, you in Rio Los? Like, that's my guy, man. I love him. And then they met Eric, you know what I'm saying, on a rando fluke, and they all locked in. And then they just been a squad, man. And like, I believe in them. It's for me, as a father, I never wanted to be biased because I'm a father. So it took Exhibit and my other homies like, yo, nigga, I'm like, yeah, man, are they?
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, I was a little harder on them because, but they've been with me. They all just studio, bro. Fucking anger management tour. Them niggas rhyming, nigga. Yeah. Exhibit making them rhyme in front of Snoop Dogg and Eminem. Like, niggas been cut from the cloth. They mama's an expert. So of course I expect them to have it, but I still had to be a little. And I didn't want them to rhyme anyway, to be perfectly honest.
There we go. There we go.
So I became my father where I'm like, I know how this shit, nigga. Rap is the girl that you love that will fuck all your friends. Take the condom off, throw it at you.
No.
And you see me like, I love you, bitch.
Still going.
You're still going. I'm gonna keep working, baby. I know you love me. So I didn't want that for my sons. I didn't want the headaches and the, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not P. Diddy. I can't just design their career. Right. But then again, that wouldn't make a nigga sharp. So it's been all this that brought us to where we are now.
Right. But you did. I just want to say this. You did do a great job with your kids because, you know, me coming home from prison and not knowing about them, and somebody telling me like, "Yo, Champ, you need to check these dudes out on YouTube. Like, they fire." Yeah. And me being a hip hop enthusiast, I'm like, "Holy shit!" And I didn't even know that was your sons. So when
the Ras didn't give a damn.
I just found that out today.
No, I'm just kidding.
I just found that out today.
Oh,
so salute to you for like.
Oh, thank you.
Making them students of the game. They're still students, and they're moving to that legendary status.
Yes.
And their mama.
They are amazing.
And
their moms. Yes,
of
course. Salute to their moms as well.
Yeah, now they cut through a great clock.
It's amazing to see that because you don't see too many, in my opinion, hip hop fathers. Right. That breaded kids who really stick to the culture and the ethics of fucking hip hop.
Right. Pain, nigga. They didn't give us the bag, nigga, so we ain't spoiled. So all of us work hard. Right. And I say that tongue in cheek, but the one thing I always say is, I'm grateful to the culture for giving them a fair shot. Mm-hmm. You know, this is the culture I fell in love with that made me challenge the authority, even to my father or to the world. Right. And for them to see that and see something valid in that and want to make their journey with it, you know, that was one of the craziest things because I'm not gonna lie, I was like, man, you wanna do this shit? You see how that shit killing me, nigga? You know what I'm saying? But and for them to get a fair shot, you know, maybe it's the shot I never got, you know what I mean? Right. So I'm grateful to the community. I don't believe in pride, just to explain that. I think pride is false. I believe in respect and appreciation. You know, because you know, white pride. People be proud of being fucking pedophiles. So I don't believe in that. Yeah. So I believe in respect and being grateful. I really am grateful to the culture for giving them a fucking fair shake. And their uncles always tell them like, you know, Uncle Mecca. You know, some real talk. Like, I'm like, niggas, a lot of nice niggas. Now y'all doing y'all stuff, but now everybody get a chance to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nigga, Uncle Busta Rhymes, nigga, really gave a fuck. Right. Nigga, will.i.am, Pete Rock, off top. Right. Uncle Pete, like, nigga, tell them niggas thank you, my nigga. And that's what I always try to remind them is, you know, you guys are great for the culture, and they are genuinely, all four of them, really good people. Yeah. They have good hearts, humble, and learning. Yeah.
Word.
I figured
always room in the game for lyricism.
When I figured out who their father was, that was the.
You called me, I remember.
It's like, wait a minute. He was like, how did you? Mac, how did you not know?
I'm like, dead giveaway.
Their first names, Ras and Austin. You know what I'm sitting there on the phone like. You know when you don't want to throw the phone?
It's too close.
That'd be the bar that go over your head.
Right. It was right there though. Right.
Everybody else is laughing at it. You sitting there like, wait, what just happened? Wait, what?
Nah, it happened to me too. Shit. Yeah.
And then you look at them.
Right. And it's like now it all makes sense.
Right.
Only my boy Ras could be so conceited he'd want to be here 3 times.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Only him. Only my guy.
Trust me, his mom used to be mad. You know, she pretty as hell. They just look like you. Like, yeah, nigga, as they should.
This hot foot, trap turned smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.